Hi everyone, my name is Mr. Nick. I'm going to be going over today with you some topics on the flute. And if you have the blue book or the pink book, it's not going to matter because I have some special material for you, and we're going to go over all of it today. So if you're logged in right now and you can see the chat function, at any time during the live stream, you can ask me some questions and I'll be able to answer them directly on the video. So if you don't know a particular fingering, go ahead and put it in the chat and we can answer it. Now if you're watching this video after it's been recorded and you have questions, you can also do that down below. And if you want to pull up the music that we're playing today, it's in the comments. It's in the description right below the video, above the comments section, so you can check that out and pull it up. But I'll also have the music on screen for you too. So to start, many of us, maybe you don't have your flute put together, so you can go ahead and put it together and leave it in your lap nice and flat. But let's take the head joint really quickly and let's work on getting a little bit better of a sound. Maybe the sound has been a little weak and it hasn't been coming out too great on your end. So we're hopefully trying to fix that right now. So take out your head joint, just the head joint part. And if you remember from day one, we worked on getting a sound out of it. This was all the way back in September, maybe October for some of you. So to get a good sound out of the head joint, it needs to be in just the right spot in our lips. So let me show you. If I start blowing air like this, eventually the sound will come out when it gets to just the right spot. Did you hear it come out? Let me try it again. Great. So if you're trying that at home, find the sweet spot. I like to call it the sweet spot. That's where the sound is going to come out and sound the best. And once you get a handle on that, try and take the head joint away from your face and see if you can put it right back where it belongs, just like that. Okay, so that every time we put it up, it's in the proper spot. Nice job. So moving on, another problem with playing the flute is that we tend to run out of air pretty fast. So I'm going to show you a really quick way to take a big full breath and then maybe hold your note for at least 4 counts. Okay, it's pretty hard to do on the flute to hold it longer than that. You really have to build up some endurance, but at least we can maybe get to 4 beats today with this trick. Okay, so everyone knows how to laugh, right? What do you say when you laugh? Ha ha ha. Well, to breathe, if you breathe in reverse, if you say ha in reverse, that's the fastest way to get a full deep breath. And when your lungs are totally full of air, then we can play for a lot longer. So it sounds like this. You should hear no sound when I go ha in reverse. So if I say ha in reverse, it's okay, you just hear the air rushing in really, really quickly. Now if you're saying he instead, or who instead, you're going to get this sound. And it's going to feel cold in your mouth, and maybe even your nose will start to feel like the air is going in there. We don't want that. We want to say ha, because your mouth is nice and open and full, and then you can breathe a nice deep breath of air. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a nice deep breath of air, ha in reverse, just like that, and immediately start playing. So that means we have to get our flute in the sweet spot. Okay, just like this. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. How'd you do? You can leave me a comment. Let me know how long you were able to hold that for the first time. If you got to 4 beats, that's great. That's what we're looking for. If you got more than that, nice job. If you got less than that, try to take a faster breath. So you're just going to say ha much quicker, and then you're going to blow out pretty quickly soon after. Okay, so I don't see any comments. I'm going to move on. Let me know in the comments how long you were able to hold that note for, okay? Good job. So let's put our instrument together now that we've got the sweet spot, and we've learned how to make really good our breath control. Okay. For this video, there's 5 notes that we're going to need to go over, and I have them pulled up here. It's called the 5-note warm-up. Okay. If you're playing out of the pink book, you should know every single one of these notes. If you have the blue book, you should know most of these notes, with the exception of one note, which is B. And you'll notice that it's not B flat. It's not the same note as B flat. Flutes, we have a responsibility as flute players to play both B natural, which is regular B without a symbol next to it, and B flat. Okay, so if you remember how to play B flat, thumb, 1, and our first finger here, to get to B natural, you're just going to lift that finger, okay, and you'll get B natural. It sounds just like that, okay? Now, the other thing is, on our flutes, on the thumb key, we have 2 thumb keys to press. Do you see that? This one here kind of looks like the shape of a golf club, so I call that the golf club key. If you press that, then B natural is not going to work. So we want to make sure for B flat and B natural, press this key, not the golf club key. Okay, the golf club key is something we'll learn how to use in a later video. Okay, but for now, we're just going to use this one off to the side. Okay, so then we're going to pinch, thumb, 1, B natural. Can we all play with the B natural with me? Okay, I'm going to try and hold it for 4 beats. So I'm going to say ha in reverse and play for 4 beats. 1, 2, ready, go. Very nice. Okay, if anyone's watching and you were able to hold it for 4 beats, B natural, let me know in the comments. I want to see just how long you're able to hold that note. Okay, if you're still trying to hold it for longer, let me know how long you're able to hold it for. Okay, maybe next time we'll do a long note competition and we'll see who can hold it the longest. All right, so let's review the other couple of notes. Starting on B, we just let go of the thumb and we get C, which is the 4th note in the warm-up. So count G, A, B, C, the 4th note. Okay, first finger. Play a C with me. Ready, set, go. Nice. All right, let's go back 1 note to B. In order to play A, we're going to skip the next key. You see this key right here, right next to the C finger? We skip that and we go to the next key because it moves with this key. So if you play this, you're going to get a different note, but if we play this, both of those 2 are moving. So we're going to play the 2nd key down, skip that middle one. Thumb, 1 and 1, we get the note A. Okay, let's play A. 1, 2, ready, play. Nice job. And make sure that your flute's in the sweet spot every time you play so you get a nice clear sound. And say ha in reverse. Okay, the very last note, don't move your fingers. Thumb 1 and 2 for A. The first note we have is G in the 5-note warm-up. The first note, we add our 3rd finger in the left hand. Okay, no pinky. If you put your pinky down, it's going to be a different note. So fancy pinkies, leave your pinkies high in the sky. Okay, so G, all 3 fingers in our left hand plus the thumb key. Okay, let's play a G together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and go. Very nice. Okay, the last note, the 5th note, is the whole note in the music. Okay, the fifth note is D. Do you guys remember how to play D? I don't know if maybe I'm your teacher at school. If you've never seen me before and you have a different teacher, maybe they have their own way of telling you how to play D. But I like to think of D as dog ears because D is the first letter of dog, so it's easy to remember. Doggy ears. Okay, so we're going to put all of our fingers down. The bottom 3 fingers down here allow us to play D, and if you put your first finger down up here, it'll still play D, but not quite as clear. So we need our doggy ear number 1 and our doggy ear number 2 high in the sky, just like that. And you can make them look like floppy doggy ears, just like that. Okay, if you play all those notes with the thumb, don't forget your thumb, all of those fingers, you get a D. Here we go. Ready, set, play. Did your D match my D? Make sure that your pinky is also not down because that's a different note. If you play the Blue Book flute, then you know what that note is. Okay, so but for D, we don't put our pinky down here. We need that as a doggy ear and a doggy ear, and then this is a fancy pinky. Very nice. So our 5-note warm-up, we're just going to go from the bottom note to the upper note, play the upper note for 4 full counts. So it'll sound like this: G, A, B, C, D, for 2 beats. Ready? And okay, let me play it here with together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and play. Great job. I like to play this song, this warm-up is actually a real piece of music by a very famous jazz composer. So I like to play this in that style. So we're going to play it a couple of times. Just keep playing one after another. Okay. So pretend there's repeat signs. We're going to play it 3 times. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Repeat. Repeat. Very nice. All right, so I think we're pretty warmed up. We've got our flutes positioned properly in the sweet spot, and we're taking nice, complete, deep breaths. Okay, 'cause part of playing the flute is managing our wind. If we're constantly breathing, too much oxygen makes us feel like we're lightheaded. It just means that we have too much oxygen, which is never really a bad thing. But you might feel a little dizzy. That's totally normal. You just want to control your air. Breathing in too much is just going to cause that. So make sure you're breathing out as much as you're breathing in. All right, nice job. I'm going to pull up our first piece of music, and we actually only need 4 of the notes from the warm-up. Okay, so the warm-up, the first 5 notes, you can forget about the D in that. For these 2 songs, we're just going to play the first 4 notes: G, A, B, and C. Okay, so all left-hand notes too. Right hand is just going to be waving at the camera. Okay, hi. So I don't know if anyone's watching. Hopefully you are live, so you can comment. But again, feel free to leave comments whenever you want, and I'll answer them for you. Okay, 8th note slide. The 8th note slide has 8th notes in it. And do you remember what's an 8th note? How about a quarter note? Do you remember those words? Quarter note, 8th note, half note, whole note? Well, those tell us exactly how long to play each note. A quarter note, if I count, just like I've been counting off, if I count like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, those are all quarter notes if I played them like this. If I connect 2 of them together, and I'll get a half note. And the half note lasts for 2 beats then. So it'll be like this: 1, 2, and then 3, 4. So 1 note lasts for 2 beats, 2 quarter notes. Let's play half notes. Ready, go. Okay, so you'll hear that those 2 notes each had 2 snaps. Each were held for 2 quarter notes long. 8th note is going to be the opposite of a quarter note. Instead of doubling it to get a half note, we're going to cut it in half. So we're going to play 2 notes that fall within 1 snap. And we like to count those as opposed to quarter notes: 1, 2, 3, 4. We count the 8th notes in half by saying and. 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. Does that make sense? 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. Okay? You can clap it too like this: 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. Nice. So an 8th note slide, if you take a look through the music, the 8th notes always are going to land on either beats 2 or 4. Okay, so whenever we see the 8th notes, we're only going to be counting 2 and or 4 and. That means beat 1 and beat 3 are quarter notes. Okay, so for instance, the first measure: 1, 2 and 3, 4 and. You heard me count 1 and 3 as just regular numbers. Beats 2 and 4 have the and. So 2 and 3, 4 and. In measure 2, you see the rest at the very end, so that's beat 4 as a rest. So we're not going to play eighth notes there. Measure 3 on the second line, the first measure on the second line, only eighth notes on beat 2. That means beat 3 and beat 4, quarter notes, so only count them like that. Measure 4, quarter note, 2 eighth notes on beat 2, and then a half note. So 3 and 4, beats 3 and 4 are tied together. All right. The notes that we need to play are all descending for the first line and ascending for the second line. So if you remember the 5-note warm-up we just did, let me pull it up here again. All of those notes were ascending. We went G, A, B, C, D. Okay, so kind of looks like line 2, doesn't it? It looks like A, B, B, C. All right, so the first line, C, 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 B, 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 A, G. Okay, let's try the first line together. We're just adding one finger at a time. So C, 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 B, thumb, B, B, A, second finger, A, G, all 3 fingers. Let's try it together. First line, ready? 1, 2, and ready, go. Rest. Very nice. Okay, there's plenty of room also in this song to breathe if you need a breath. You can breathe anytime there's space that you have enough time to take a breath. Second line, it's just like the intro of the video where we did the warm-up. So starting on A, B, B, C, 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 C. Let's try line 2. Ready? 1, 2, and ready, play. And make sure that last note lasts for 2 full beats. Okay. All right. So I'm still not seeing any comments. I think you guys are all getting it. Again, if you're watching this later after we've streamed live, go ahead and put your comments below, and we'll answer them as needed. Okay, let's try all of the eighth note slide from the beginning to the end, both lines together. Okay. Watch out. C, B, A, G. 4 notes. Okay. Let's try it together. 1, 2, and ready, go. Rest. Line 2. Okay, so if you sounded, if your note sounded the same as mine, then you've got a great handle on eighth note slide, and you can keep working on it, keep working on those notes, and play along with the music here. If this eighth note slide looks different, if you're playing out of the blue book, you can copy. You can get the music below in the description. Just click on the link, and it'll open up with the eighth note slide and cabbage song. So I want to share with you a special way I like to play this song, because I think this week, as long as enough people watch the video and play along to the eighth note slide, I think we're going to try our very first contest. So play the eighth note slide at home and see how fast you can play it. But make sure that the rhythms are all the same, are all correct. So we're playing quarter notes and eighth notes where we're supposed to, and pressing the right keys. So the way I like to play the song actually is a call and a response. You know what that is? Sometimes you hear you have a call and response in regular class. So your teacher says something and you're supposed to say something back to them, and you would all learn exactly what to say. So the class is all saying the same thing. Here's a good example. Da 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 da. So if you just went dot dot, then that's a call and a response. I'm doing dot 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 dot, and you're doing bum bum. Nice. So for eighth note slide, the top line is going to be the call, and the bottom line is going to be the response. And the way we make this fun is whoever is going to give out the call. So for instance, it's going to be me, but it could be you giving out the call. I'm going to play line 1, my tempo. I'm going to play it fast or slow, or medium, or super duper fast, or super slow. And you guys have to listen to line 1 and understand what tempo I'm playing. And then you have to jump right in at line 2 and play the very same tempo. So let's give it a try right now, really quickly. I'll play line 1 at a tempo. I'm not going to count off, so you have to be ready to play line 2. Here it is, line 1. And line 2. Da, 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 da. Great, so if you played along, then you've got the right tempo from my call. I'm going to try it again. This time it's going to be different. It might be slower, it might be faster, it might be a lot faster, it might be a lot slower. You have to listen and figure that one out. Okay? Here's line 1. Get ready. Go. So I went super fast on that one. That's just a quick example of how this is going to work. So what I want you to do is practice eighth note slide really well, practice it a bunch of times, try and speed it up, and send us a recording. You can either, if your parents say yes, you can post it on their YouTube channel and share it with us, or just email a video to us, and we'll be sure to pick the fastest player and feature them next week in a video. So you'll be live on YouTube with me next week if you can play it the fastest. And just don't forget to make sure that the notes and the rhythms are correct, okay? So I'm going to stop the stream now because I don't see any comments. But again, leave them below in the regular comment on the video and we'll answer them if you forget your fingerings or anything like that, or you have a different question like your flute's not working or something, go ahead and put those below. All right, thanks guys, happy practicing.